Good evening, my Real News Media TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update. And in the news this evening, Escapee apprehended in St. Mary. A man who escaped police custody on Friday, November 29, was apprehended during an operation in Frontier District, St. Mary on Christmas Eve. He is 31-year-old Osheen Scott, otherwise called Chin Chin, a laborer of Manchester Lane, Cox Street, Port Maria in the parish. According to reports, Scott was walking along Warner Street, also in the parish, about 8:04 p.m. when the police saw him and asked him for his identity, which he failed to provide. He was accosted and taken into custody, where he was later identified. Construction worker charged with wounding with intent. Police have arrested and charged a construction worker implicated in the alleged stabbing and shooting of a man in Albion Mountain, St. Mary on Wednesday, December 18. Charged is 29-year-old Andre MacDonald of the community. MacDonald is charged with wounding with intent by use of a prohibited weapon, possession of a prohibited weapon, unauthorized possession of ammunition, and using a firearm to commit a felony. Allegations are that about 9:15 p.m., a man was at home when he was attacked by MacDonald and another assailant who inflicted multiple stab wounds. He managed to escape but was reportedly chased by both men, who fired multiple gunshots at him, hitting him on his right hand. The assailants then made their escape on foot. The man was rushed to the hospital, where he was treated and released. A report was made to the police, and on Thursday, December 19, an operation was carried out at MacDonald's house, where he was arrested and subsequently charged. Nerd charged for alleged housebreaking and larceny. The police have arrested and charged a man who allegedly broke into a house in Pepper District, St. Elizabeth, and stole approximately $500,000 on Monday. He is 26-year-old Marlon Reed, otherwise called a Nerd, a mechanic of the community. Reed is charged with housebreaking and larceny. Reports indicate that about 5:21 p.m., Reed allegedly broke into a house and stole $500,000. A report was made and an investigation launched. Reed was reportedly seen on surveillance footage and was later arrested and charged. His court date is being arranged. Police say criminals in Mandeville breaching security systems in vehicles. The Manchester police are looking into claims that unscrupulous persons are using sophisticated devices to disable security features on motor vehicles in Mandeville's shopping plazas. The criminals use devices to override the security of the cars unknown to the drivers and steal items from inside the vehicles. The police say while they investigate the claims, motorists should seek to add another layer of security to existing features, such as using a cell phone as an additional tracking device or locking their vehicles with the keys. It is unclear which items were stolen from the vehicles targeted by the culprits. Persons reminded not to drink alcohol while operating motor vehicles. Persons are being reminded not to drink alcohol while they are operating motor vehicles, as many crashes occur during the Christmas period when persons overindulge. According to Minister of Health and Wellness, Dr. Christopher Tufton, the Yuletide season is a period when people eat and drink a lot, and overindulgence poses problems when people have to drive. It is something that we continue to discourage because we see the effects of that in our accident and emergency departments during this time of the year, the minister said while speaking to journalists during a recent tour of the Spanish Town Hospital in St. Catherine. Trauma cases at times consume up to 60% of resources at hospitals, and the annual cost of treating crash victims is estimated to be around $291 million, with an average cost per crash victim of $1 million. On average, it costs taxpayers $12.6 billion per year to cover medical care for persons needing treatment for violence-related injuries and road traffic crashes. It does put a strain on the system, creates a distress for you and your family members, so take care on the roads and take care as you consume. Watch your medication regime, those who are diabetic and hypertensive, because what you consume can impact those conditions, the minister said. The Road Safety Unit advises that drivers should be sober and not tired, as being fatigued and drunk is a bad combination, and that persons who drive should not use any medication that could impair their driving. Drivers should not drink before picking up loved ones. One night of abstaining from alcohol for the safety of your loved ones is far less unpleasant than the consequences of drunk driving. Have more than one designated driver for long extended trips so they can take turns driving, the unit said. Persons found guilty of driving under the influence of alcohol can face fines of up to $20,000, additional fines for other traffic violations, and accumulate demerit points. M16 rifle found on open field in Georges Plain, Westmoreland. Law enforcers from the Westmoreland Police Division seized an M16 rifle in Georges Plain from Westmoreland on Tuesday, December 24. Reports from the Savannah Lamar Police are that about 3:30 p.m., police acting on information conducted a search of an open field where the firearm was found in a bag. No one was arrested in connection with the seizure. The investigation continues into the seizure. Key figure in Rose Heights violence killed in shootout. The police have confirmed that one of the 3 men killed in an alleged shootout during an early morning operation in St. James on Tuesday was a key figure in the recent surge of violence in Rose Heights. This escalation is linked to the fatal shooting of popular TikToker and the social media personality Marlon Samuels last Friday night in Montego Bay. Samuels, widely known as the 41 Boss Head, was a 23-year-old resident of Rose Heights. He was gunned down hours before his 24th birthday on Saturday. According to reports, Samuels was attacked around 10 p.m. on Friday while walking towards his car on North Lane. His attackers fled the scene after the shooting. The Independent Commission of Investigations has launched an investigation into the circumstances surrounding Tuesday morning's fatal shooting of the 3 men in the alleged firefight with the police in Orange, St. James. Acting Assistant Commissioner of Police Glenford Miller, head of the Police Area 1, told reporters that one of the 3 men who were fatally shot during the confrontation with the police has been figured as a prominent player in the flare-up in his Rose Heights community. One of the men has actually been identified. He is from the Rose Heights area. From all the information and intelligence that we would have actually gathered, he is one of the key players in the Rose Heights area, actually in the flare-up of violence in the space there, ACP Miller revealed. ACP Miller disclosed that so far, since the flare-up of violence in Rose Heights, a few curfews have been imposed in the area and other measures in a bid to restore normalcy. So police and the soldiers are within the Rose Heights area and other communities. But by virtue of what is happening now, the Rose Heights area in St. James is one of our main area of concern, and we will continue to dominate these spaces to bring back some amount of normalcy where law-abiding citizens can go about their lawful business without being in fear, he said. Reports are that about 5:45 a.m. on Tuesday, the police went to a premises in Orange, St. James with a warrant in search of an individual. Upon the approach of the police, it is alleged that they were fired on by 3 men. The police returned the fire and the 3 men were fatally wounded. One man was identified as the subject of the warrant, while the other men remain unidentified. Thank you everyone for watching. See you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. for another news update.